Hello students, welcome to HT Karnataka YouTube channel. So the next coming upcoming exam is Intelligent Systems and Machine Learning Algorithms. So today's I explain the important questions or the what the model VT has provided the model question paper that can explain in the English or Kannada because of I think English is better for understanding. So because we can write the English only, not Kannada. So that's why I will explain the model wise. First I will explain the first model, then I can go for a second and third and fourth, fifth. So before the exam only I will upload 5 models important questions and I will explain the all important all model question paper answers also. So the first model question paper model 1 and first question is first A, the how does a human brain interpret and process of information. The brain, I will explain in the normal stage so you understand the concept. Because of it is a theory subject also and logical operations also there, so we can understand the concept and we can write elaborate the points because using of points there is some important points also there. We have to elaborate how we can understand the concept only. So the human brain is a complex organ of processing information through a network. So the human brain is a very large of amount data is having, so it can process the information through network interconnected neurons. The neurons is like a neuron cells, billions of neuron cells is combined to form a neuron. So the neurons is also called as a signals also we can call in the our brain also. Our brain having a lot of neurons. So like how the computer having a neurons networks like a CNN, RNN, likewise our brain is having a lot of neurons and we compare it to the brain is one of the complex organ and having high neurons. So that's why the cerebral cortex, how the cerebral cortex is a work like a the outer layer of the brain. The cerebral cortex is in outside that can works like a responsible for most information processing. The processing what the information processing is going on, it is handled by cerebral cortex. So here's how the process works. So there are points are there. These points we have to elaborate the concept only. So sensory input and transmission and localized functions and memory and cognition, information processing and computational power. So we can censor or sensor input. The sensor inputs nothing is, guys, we have to understand the concept only. So if we go for the line to line we cannot understand. So we can think it is a sensor input. The sensor input means it is a sensor giving the input, not taking, not it is not perceiving. Sensor input, what the sensor inputs are given. So sensor inputs are the information through the environment through sensory organs like a eyes and ears. The input is converted into electrical signals. What the sensor input gives, it is converted into electrical signals and travel neurons like so transmission. And transmission means here is small point is electromagnetic reactions. The neural communicate with each other and through electromagnetic electrochemical reactions at synapses, the junction between neurons. The transmission mainly is focused on the neurons only and it is a control brain activity. What the transmission control the brain activity. The signals means the neurons control brain activity and enables a long term changes in the connectivity of neurons. So it is a long term the signals are control the brain activity and what the control the activity and brain control the activity and it changes what the changes happen in the transmission, that can be long term changes in the connectivity of neurals. It is a forming of basis of learning also. Localized functions. So different, what is the localized functions of the, if we thinking of the brain, how brain, here a small question is there. Human brain interpret the process of information. The human brain, how it works like a process of information like a computer. So that's why comparing to computer only. No, that's why localized functions. Different areas of brain specializes specific function. For example, so different of brain, what the special areas of also there. Example we are given the cortex, cerebral cortex. The outer layer of the brain is responsible for most information processing. No, that's important. So here also here Broca's area is responsible for speech production. So localized function is that the brain has a specialized functions and it works like, and a specialized function, the one special function is Broca's area is responsible for speech production. Say memory and cognition. The brain stores information and experiences in a memory. So memory for cognition, memory how the information stored and how it experiences to experience in memory. So this is a stored knowledge, and it is a various cognitive process. Because of memory and cognitive, it is a stored process, and it is a it is a interact with the processes, how the processes are working. So including a problem solving and decision making. Some points are some how the cognition and memory and works like a how what are the points included, then including of problem solving, decision making, and language understanding. So information processing. So cognition psychological views the brain has an information processing system similar to computer. It suggests that algorithms like a create internal representation of a stimuli and manipulate this representation and translate them into action. It is a simple information previous how what the psychological information are there, that we can how can we perform, and how, like compare it to the computer. So create an internal representation of stimuli. The brain has creates as an internal, so means the lower or inner presentation like a stimuli what we have to do, and like a timetable, making a timetable, and giving actions, manipulate the representation. So if any mistakes are there, we can manipulate the representation and translate them into action, and we can convert it to action. So computational power, well, the computer have a faster cycle time and brain massive storage capacity and intricate the interconnectivity contributor. So it is a simple in words we can think like a computational power means the lot the faster cycle time. So and brain massive storage capacity and integrate the interconnectivity contribute to computational power. Despite having a slower cycle times, the brain storage connectivity and suggest a different kind of computational power compared to the digital computers. The brain is a high power having a faster cycle times, because of it is a large number of storage storage productivity is there, and also it is a high neural network having one of the functioning system. And also when we compare it to the digital computer, it is a brain is a most powerful weapon, or not a weapon, we can not misusing, no, that's why it is one of the great thing in the world, because of brain is expensive. So understanding how the human brain interpret the processing of information are ongoing area of research. So here is a small information that the human brain interpret the process of information ongoing the area of research. And cognition science combines AI models with experimental psychological development and testable story theories of the human mind, and interdisciplinary approach provides insights into the complex working of the brain and its role intelligent behavior. It is not that much of important. So provide a brief overview of the evolution of artificial intelligence. So it is more simple, guys. What is means that it is a provide a brief overview. So how the evolution of intelligence, how the evolution of artificial intelligence is started, and when we started, and uh, the more important years also we have to mention. So here are some important years also there. So these are these very important, guys. Year the giving of years is very important. So yearly foundation, MC Coolidge and Pitts 1943 developed a AI model. So model of artificial neurons performing logical operations. So MC Coolidge and Pitts of 1943 has developed our foundation. That then we know they can get an idea about the artificial neurons. So how to start a neurons? Then we started a research about the artificial neurons. So Alan Turing 1950 proposed the Turing test, benchmark machine intelligence, and introduced the concept like a machine learning. So Alan Turing is started in 1952 proposed a Turing test, means benchmark for machine learning, machine intelligence. So he was started. I mean, he was given idea about the machine intelligence and introduced the concept of like a machine learning. Also, he started. So when started 1943 to 1955. So birth of artificial intelligence 1956. It is very important, guys. So when the artificial intelligence started, and he was given a correct idea about this artificial intelligence. The artificial is 1956. So the term artificial intelligence was coined at the Dartmouth workshop. Yearly programs like a logic theorist proving a mathematical theorems demonstrated mission reasoning capabilities. So really these points are really important, and we can demonstrate, we can elaborate using of points, birth of AI in 1956. So the third point is early success and optimism 1952 1969. General problem solver. So GPS we call as a GPS, general problem solver. When we started as general problem solver, early success and optimism 1952 to and 1969 stimulated human like a problem solving development of a language like a LISP. So language we can call as a language, we are present language Python or cocktail or Java and C plus, a lot of languages are there. So that time, which time, 1958, then using of LISP language like a language. So enabling symbolic reasonings and application included theorems, proving of expert systems. So when developing the artificial intelligence, and then we have to small things and started general problem solving, likely small experimenter started, and then developed a language like a LISP. The using of LISP they can started programming the small programs. Then it when started 1958. So the yearly success, when we get a success 1952 to 1969. So challenges and first AI winter 1970 to 1980. So over promising the research lead to a disillusionment. So Minsky and Poppert highlighted the limitations of simple neural networks. So Minsky and Poppert is highlighted limitations of simple neural networks. So neural network, how they can given a proper idea about the neural networks. So founding and interest in AI decline, marking the first AI winter. Knowledge based systems when they started 1980 to 1919. So emphasis shifted to expert systems like a mice in medical diagnosis and machine, chemical analysis, dental. So when started the emphasis of shifted expert systems like mycin and dental, 1918 started. AI becomes a commercially viable through though high expectations lead to a second AI winter of the 1980s. So the AI is given the high expectations. So because of the is a problem solving is very easy, and they also make an medical diagnosis of some experiments and chemical diagnosis, chemical analysis, say some experiments, and you also started the LISP on language also. Then we have get an idea about this, and they can smallly started the second AI winter in 1980s. Revival and machine learning 1919 and 2010. So resurgence due to advancement in algorithm and hardware, and reduction of support vector machines and speech recognition, image processing, and robotics. Then started the machine learning. So 1990s to 2010 started support vector machines like SVMs started, and speech recognition and image processing and robotics also. These are some important languages also, language not language, some important functions also started in the 1992 to 2010. So deep learning, big data era. So in 2010 started. So we are before the 2010, they are using only normal machine learning language, but they when the 2010 present 2010 to started a deep learning, because of deep learning is a very accurate and precise function. Because of deep learning, because of everyone is searching for big deep learning. What the deep learning we can think about that? Deep learning is a very high precision values gives. If you think the if you are imagine machine learning, what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning? Machine learning is a small. It is also one of the. It gives us accurate, but when you compare to the machine deep learning, it gives a more accurate to compare to machine learning. So deep learning processing like a deep learning takes an image processing also gives accurate value. When we compare it to the machine learning not takes the image processing, and it is not gives a accurate value because of mainly machine learning not takes the image processing. So that's the main reason they started the deep learning. So deep learning driven into availability for large data sets and powerful GPS and landmark benchmarks, achievements, and image net computations 2011 convolution neural network. Before I told you that image net computations convolution neural network, and another one is a another one is RNN. So recurrent neural network, and outperformed the traditional methods. So AlphaGo 2006 and demonstrated the capability of master complex games. So applications of we can give an example of artificial intelligence when we using the healthcare and finance and autonomous vehicles and uh, natural language processing. And example, one of the best example is ChatGPT. The everyone engineer and some every the student or old people, everyone using a ChatGPT. One of the best example. It is the most important example. The future of AI. The how we can think about the future of AI. Growing interest of artificial intelligence to create a systems like with human like adaptability and ethical consideration of the friendly AI and align with human values and contribute the transform and distribute industries through innovation, autonomous systems and personalized real-time decision making. So future of AI, how we can think the future of AI is now the AI is not that much of uh, everyone not using the AI, but only students and innovations and research centers only using the AI, and large research centers only having the AI models and algorithms also using. But full of AI is not everyone not using in the world because of that much of not they don't know idea about that, so that's why they're not using. So when we future of AI we can friendly AI everyone future of how we can think 2015, then everyone can use AI models like robotics and chat GPTs and more and more. Every autonomous or every automatic systems is involved and combined to form a AI. Combined will take a AI algorithms, they can perform like a AI, like a chat GPT. We can give the answers and questions, they can interact with the questions and give the answers. That much of everyone can use in the future AI. That's the main reason. And also we can they can provide the decisions also. If we can give the small decision, we can small milk packet we have to give the example to this is good for me and it is a hygiene product or not, we can give the simple task. Then the future AI then can give the answers. It is not a qualified hygiene product because of it is having chemicals. It is a high or 10% of chemicals is having milk. So that's why it is not a hygiene. Please don't use this. It is spoils your health also. This much of AI also develops. Also, it is also developed in the out of countries, but we are not that much of included in that AI models. So next is 2A. Describe how agents use sensors and actuators to interact with their environment. So it is the environment, we know the world, and here is a two types only: sensors and actuators and agents. Agents means agents means like me humans robotics and chat GPT like agents. And sensors means any of this we can give example like a smart mobile. When we smart mobile taken in the, we can put in front of face, then can sense the camera and give automatically uh, opens the screen, and it automatically sends the our face and it opens the lock. That is a sensor. Anything in the happens in the environment, it can senses and gives the alert to humans. We can work like a we can work. So if we think the end of few 10 minutes, so they can rain will comes, then sensor will sense the environment and gives the alert. Then we can go for a home. And actuator means giving actions. What the sensors gives the sensors, then we can interact with the sensors and give the actions. So the agents are some important agents are there. Some important points we can think we have to study about the sensors and actuators and agents. These points are very important. So environment, everyone knows the environment, how the external world, not internal world, like a home or any small boxes like a mobiles, it is not environment. So external what the external physical space and virtual world, combination of both. What the world outside is there, the environment includes the trees, plants and humans and clothes, everything, and animals, everything included. That is the environment. And sensor the now is given the information about that. Sensor gather information that world providing the agent with the data and make it decisions. So sensors sensing the information and it gives the information. We have to take the information from the through the agent. So agent like a robotics and software agents and like a humans also. So agents is a simple word. Software agents are like a apps. What the apps are we are having? Weather apps and uh, like weather and calendar apps and photo apps. So you can everything is a sensing parts only. These are so agents as compared to actuators. Actuators is a allows agents change of the state of the world based on the decision. So actuators means that they are making a decision using of sensors and agents and environment. So percepts means receiving the agents from the environment. So receiving the information from through the agents from the environment. Percepts represent the agent's current perception of the world. Actions means we know the actions how we can take the after the actuators works, then we can give the actions. So there are some say, agents are there. So simple reflect agent, model based reflex agent, and goal based agent. These are very important, guys. So you know the concept about this. Simple agent means the agent react directly to percepts and using a conditional action rules to map a specific environmental stimuli to immediate actions. They do not maintain any internal state of the model of the word. The simple reflex agent means if you give the sensor that if you give the any problem, they directly give the actions. There is no thinking of mind, and they cannot think anything. If it good or bad, they can provide direct answers only. That is a simple reflex agent. Model based reflex agent. These agents maintain internal state of the representation and understanding the world and model of updated based on percepts, allowing the agent to make a more informed decisions. So model based reflex agent means if you compare the simple reflex agent, simple reflex there is no internal any planning or anything. It may be they can if you give the any answers they can directly provide. If it good or bad, they do not think about that. But model based reflex agent they can maintain an internal state of representation, understanding the world. So if you think the world, they given a sensor organ, what the sensors are there, they can provide the some information. And model based reflex agent they can do that. So it can plan to make a plan. It is the what the sensor and actually giving the sensors and agents what the giving answers, it is the correct information or not. We have to make a plan because we give the information to the actuators, then it will almost everything is spoiled. So that's why they can think and make a plan, and after they can analysis they can give the information. That is the model based reflex agent. Goal based agent, so these agents make decisions to achieve a specific goals. They use their knowledge of environment and their goals to plan sequences actions that lead to desired outcomes. So because of the model based reflection and simple reflex agent, there is no goal. There is no goal. But if we compare the goal based agent, there is a achievable a specific goal is there, and there is a knowledge also there. If we what the sensors giving information, the goal based agent they know about the knowledge about the environment. It is this environment gives the rain or sun. It is very rain, it is a high thundering, or it is simply normal stage is the sensors are giving wrong information. That can also imagine and can provide a correct answers to their correct goal, and that is the main important goal based agent. So here also having a lot of specific goals means because of having a lot of information, and it is also there is a own idea to think the information. After they can provide the information to actions. So utility based agent, the agent aim to maximize their utility, which is a measure how desirable state is, and they use a utility function to evaluate the potential outcomes actions and those who's the ones that lead to highest expectation utility. So means utility means can utility based agent can think like a what the information has I'm taken, and that information if you provide the answers to that information, what happens if I given the information after giving the actions, I will give the or the utility based agent gives the information what happens in future thinking, what the mind is there, that is a utility based agent. So what is here is a perception. The agent uses its sensors to gather and perceives the environment. So interpretations, the agent program interprets the percepts, potential updating, its internal state or model of the world, and reasoning, decision making, and perception means so I will before I told that sensors gather the percepts of the environment. So gathering of information. So perceives the information, gather the information from the sensors. So interpretation, the agent program interpret the percepts potential updating, internal state or model of the world. So interpretation means they can know they can think about the world, how they are updating its internal state or not, and what the situation is there that can interpret the solution. Reasoning, so reasoning or decision making, the after the sensor give the after the environment and agents giving the information, they can make a decisioning. That's a reasoning or decision making. Action, we know that the agent executes the chosen action through its actuator. When using of actuator, they can give the actions. So here is a only one agent is there. Agent means the here is a lot what the having agent is full of their agent, and sensor is connected with environment, and also actuator also connected with agent, connected with environment. So agent means we can like now before I told that robotics, humans, or software tools, anything it may be. So sensor, what they sense the environment. Sensor in first environment. So environment gives the sensor, so give the information to sensor, and there is no thinking of mind. Before I told that it's the first stage of agent, so there is no thinking, so they can provide actuators, they can give the actions. It is the main reason. And here also some simple of information is there. So cycle repeats, the allowing the agents to continuously adapt the interact with the dynamic environment. To for instance of robotic vacuum cleaner, uses sensor to detect the dirt and obstacles, actuators to move and clean, and program to navigate and make a cleaning decisions. So we can give the examples like a vacuum cleaner. It is a very important, so vacuum cleaner cleans the just like a two locations, or where we can put the vacuum cleaner, they can clean everything. That's a simple example. The simple example of the agent of interacting with the environment and classic vacuum cleaner. Here is the same guys, perceiving of environment through the sensors and detect and location whether the square A or square B, and dirt presence, whether the current square contains dirty. If the dirty, they can clean, or if there is no dirty, they can go for a square B. Has a set of actions, can perform using actuators. Move left, move square on its left, move right, move to the square on its right. So activate the cleaning dirt of the current square. If anything is dirt is there or not, nothing, do nothing, remain in its current location and state. Simple agent. So it is also vacuum cleaner could be if the current square is a dirty, then suck. Otherwise they move to other square. Simple guys. If the dirty is there, then can clean the dirty, and if there is no dirty, they can move the square B. The agent functions defines a mapping between percepts and actions. Percepts a square A is dirty. Action suck means clean. Percept in square A clean. Action move right. So means then clean it. Then we can move for right. Percept square B is dirty. Action means suck. You can clean. After cleaning, they can move left. The simple reflex agent. The concept of current percepts not its a percept history. While limited in intelligence, this type of agent can be effected in simple, fully observable environment. Sophisticated approaches such as maintaining an internal state or a model of the world. What does it mean by agent exhibit a rational behavior? So means it is a simple is that. So if you see that in previous terms, the rational behavior was described as an agent consistently choosing in actions that maximize its expected performance given the perception and knowledge. Because of it gives the, if you think the previous, then consistently they can choose an actions minimize the expected performance is there in the knowledge of knowledge. Rationality is a complex concept that involves various factors, including the performance measures used to evaluate the agent. So the agent prior knowledge about the environment, its available actions, and its percept sequence, history of perception. So you can elaborate a smallly performance measure. How the performance measure is there? It's a crucial to design a performance measure carefully as they directly influence the agent's behavior. Prior of knowledge, the rational agent of a leverage any build of a knowledge about its environment and to make a better decisions. So taxi driver might have a pre-loaded maps and knowledge and traffic pattern and information about the common passengers. Percept sequences. An agent action is influenced by the history of perception. A rational agent uses a percept sequence to update understanding the worlds and adjust its behavior according to. So the percept sequences means if you think the auto driver, they know about the what the condition is there in the outside, and they can interact with the environment, and they can he can make some decisions too. They can involve to environment. They that much of only they can do the functions only. They how we can say that how much of product is that much of only output we have to give that much. Likewise, driver works like that. Allowable actions. An agent can only be have the rational agent allowable actions. How? Allow. A rational agent selected the best actions among its possible choices to maximize its performance. A taxi driver stuck in a traffic jam has limited actions, but a rational agent could be will try to make a best situation perhaps by performing the passenger about the delay or finding way to improve passenger comfort also. So allowable actions means how the allowable action. The given example is that the taxi driver having a driver is trapped into the traffic. They how can they give a lot of actions? They can limited in the some actions only they can do in the traffic. If we outside in the normal driving, they can make a more actions and they can give the decision also. This is the only correct answer. This is the only we have to go for this route, and it is a correct route. There is the allowable actions. Uncredited and limited sources. The uncredited means how the limitation of source, and also this we can simply can see that where an agent knows the outcomes of all its actions is impossible. Rational agents operates an environment with incomplete information and a limited computation source. And how much of example, taxi driver cannot predict with uncertainty if a traffic light will turn red, so that it must make a decision based on probability and experiences. So means they have to follow the every rules what the environment is giving the rules. That is the main important of the giving of definition of uncertainty and limited sources, and what the rules and regulations is there, that much of compulsory they have to follow the rules. Limited of source, what the limited of source, if the given the signal, the red signal given that they must stop the taxi, then after the giving the green signal, then only you have to go. That is a limited sources. And uncertainty means they how the taxi driver he knows about the there is a route and we have to go. If the given signal red also we can go. It is a wrong rule. There is a certainty. That much of only we have to do. So learning and autonomy. A rational agent retrieves a long of experience of a pro, improves its performance over time. It updates a knowledge and decision making process and based on a feedback and interaction with the environment. A taxi driver learns from the past mistakes such as taking a route that turned out to be slower than the expected and adapt a behavior in the future. So this is simple in their learning and autonomy. So anybody is there something where they are doing a work, they know about what they making small mistakes, and they can cover the or they can take a solutions of in future. They don't make the in future that mistakes into in front. That's the main reason. So if we know what mistakes are your made in the previous steps, then we in future they don't make that future future mistakes. That is the reason of that is the definition of learning and autonomy. The concept of rationality provides a framework and understanding the designing. The concept of rationality what provides the concept of understanding the problems and making the decisions. So designing intelligent agents. So making a intelligent thinking, and we are thinking and making decisions. That decisions is a correctly and accurate decisions are we are making. That is a definition of this. Here others given other medical diagnosis systems like more model of intelligent systems also. Agent operates an environment of hospitals and a clinic and interact with the patients and medical data and a goal. It is accurately diagnosis the patient conditions and achievable this is I need to consider various factors such like much like economic principles are outlined the source of materials. Performance measure the suitable performance measures could be like accuracy and diagnosis and patient outcomes. These are very important. Period of knowledge very important of when we are going that much that field we have to know the full knowledge about this. So we have medical textbooks and research papers and database and we have to analyze everything and percept of sequence. The agent gather information through the sequence of perception. So like if you think the percept of sequence we have taking of the information, then patient interviews, collecting information about the symptoms and medical history of lifestyle and physical examination and a laboratory test is. Physical examination means observing the vital signs of physical conditions, if the body having any rods or anything metal having body, and laboratory tests blood samples, X-ray and CM sorry I think CNR I think chemical diagnosis test also there, that is I don't know. Available actions of available action understanding, ordering for the test, so making a diagnosis, so recommending the treatment plan, so tailor the patient condition. So we know about that field we can give the suggestions to that particular persons. Rationality and uncertainty, they are giving simple in words. There is a that is we what we are studying in the previous, that is given in the simple words. So guys, if you are interested and it is easy to study, then we can show this video to share to your friends also. Thank you.